to slide over to the third base side of the pitching rubber, creating a side.
This to left field, a base hit for Castro.
And space side. The ball just flattened out for him. About 3 or 4 starts ago, he went back. For a right-handed batter, it almost feels like it's coming from behind him.
Right.
And that's where
because you wouldn't be able to really give it that full crank that you need to hitters right hip and let it come back. And if you're going to miss, you want to get underneath it and just spin it. And it does nothing. The only thing about being on that rover on the third base side for a right-handed pitcher.
Why is that so difficult, Dan?
Get on the inside part of the plate, but then it has that tendency to run back over the middle. So you have to make sure
of that across the body throwing also, what makes it a little bit more deceptive.
And look at how it tied him up. Exactly. And it's not a strike.
1-2, scoop to center field. Raimel Tapia.
Did you ever make any changes on the mound?
Roger Craig, our pitching coach at the time, asked me about it, and I swear I felt like, man, I'm starting on the other side of a right-handed hitter. So it took a little bit of.
Robbie Grossman takes a strike. How long did it take you?
A couple of starts, or you're able to do it in a couple of side sessions, but again, wait a minute, I got to hold on to it a little bit longer.
Can you finish off your pitches? Your body to get to the outside corner against a righty.
And I think you do need to
have problems with when he was on the other side of the pitching rubber, get out and not getting over the top of it and finishing it. He was talking to me about the I don't want to be a merry-go-round, I want to be a Ferris wheel, meaning I want to stay on top and go down.
Amusement Park. Is Ontario Place open? On the ground, right side. Chapman the turn.
Very, very slow developing play. I didn't think the Blue Jays had any to Chapman, and then the arm. It's going to take off. Fires that thing over there.
The underhand flip maybe being a little bit further, you know, instead of a.
That ball's hit very well to right field by Tucker Barnhart, but no harm done to Barrios. No score after an inning and a half. 1,000 people inside of it. And I just love that individuality of the game.
The next 3 off seasons, renovate the ballpark. It's going to be some kind. It's going to be a
ballpark. It's a beautiful thing.
That's why I think Vlad Guerrero gets it. Seats right next to the dugout too, doesn't it?
That's right. If you're in the 5th level, you're not going to get a sign.
And it's going to get better too. They just announced a big plan to.
Any truth to the rumor that it's going to be called the Dan Schulman party deck?
It was a state-of-the-art facility when it opened, right? And
yeah,
so with all
that?
these improvements, with it'll become state-of-the-art once again.
In the air, 1, and here comes Teoscar Hernandez, who with the Tigers holding a lead.
Well, he kept throwing him the same pitch, and that one he didn't miss. Biggest hit in the ball game yesterday.
Again, you just make that one mistake and they end up paying him.
You saw today's odds powered by
their previous at-bats in, like you said, all of the cutters, the sliders, and how he was trying to, and then
Tucker Barnhart is doing some
decent right there, the pitch framing, but also his game planning.
He's on the brakes.
Teoscar's got the speed like this on the turf. Think too, make the outfielder stop you.
You know, he was way over in that left center gap, and you saw him how hard he went over there.
About that, and he said the guys have taken very easily to that, and it seems like a clubhouse that Tabby, you're around these guys all the time. There's a lot of joy in that clubhouse.
And John had a Teoscar bluffed right there. I think he wants to go.
Looked like he did.
But also to showcase.
Ask you to play hard, pay attention.
The reins are always held back. This allows you to have some freedom in your game.
That is a great, have a gut feel of when a guy should go, what the guy's throwing in certain pitches. And Frisky over there like he wants to go.
You saw just 42 years old. Green light doesn't mean you have to go right now. Pick your spot, think it over.
Baseball offensively. They had a game last week been nitpicking at them. Well, they're not hitting with runners in scoring position. They were 9th and jumped to 3rd. They were 15 for 26 with runners in scoring position.
Over a season, but if you're not doing it, it's the first. ERA is going to look good. Hernandez was off and no double play opportunity. That's Castro.
The most damage. So just by being aggressive and putting that thought in Garrett Hill's mind, it takes a
fastballs for that hitter also.
Yeah, and that's where the catcher has to.
Against fastballs for the Blue Jays. Typically, if you're a good hitting team, you'll be a good fastball hitting team, but not pitch breaking ball from Hill. And Matt Chapman started to heat up some.
But ever since he's had that game plan of thinking, if I go just a little bit longer, hence the production is starting to come up. He is.
Yes, he is. Deep to left for series for Chapman, and a 2-0 Toronto lead. Good timing.
As a hitter, when you can wait back on a breaking ball because you have confidence to play it, and again, when you're hot, that thing looks about the size of a beach ball coming in there. He waited on that breaking ball and let it come into him and then hit it.
But it stays flat, and that's what the knuckle curve has been
on this homestand.
Yeah, it's going to have his name in the lining of it soon.
Don't miss it.
So he came in with 3 home. If people didn't know him as of a couple weeks ago, they do now after. It's outside on the changeup. One. That is strike 3 on a high fastball.
Stay hot. Slider.
John Schneider, the manager of these Toronto Blue Jays, and a ground ball from Willie. Fans don't love to hear about expected batting average or expected slug. Be really helpful to a player specifically is if you are paced and you say, look, I'm going okay, I have been unlucky, and now there are numbers to
what it's reinforcing what I feel and what I see.
You're smiling.
I was just thinking that
Chapman, a parachute that hung up for a while to retire Riley Green.
Enforcement, but if I asked you after the game, just hey, what kind of game do you have? A little
Absolutely.
bit like, you got to tell your buddies, yeah, I'm in a slump. I'm 0 for 50, but I'm hitting the ball.
And when we started Game 3, I still hadn't had an average that faced you and Jack Morris.
Yeah.
I remember we faced them opening day.
Just another one in the long list.
I'll tell you what, I didn't
be okay. This guy was good.
All right.
He was really, I didn't like facing him, but he was good.
As always, Jason Benetti with 2 experts, one from each side. Former Tiger Dan Petrie, ultra aggressive right now under new manager John Schneider.
Yeah, he has brought in and instilled a little bit more aggressive, and you see that in the 1-loss record. You see that in the players as they come to the manager.
Meantime, on the Tigers side, this is a team that's been hanging around and the defense has been a little bit of a struggle in this series.
Yeah, it has, and it's really been a case fumble altogether. And when your offense is struggling, you have to play good, clean baseball. So going up against a Blue Jay team that is first in all the offense, that's a recipe for disaster.
All right, thank you, Jason. Yeah, both teams in different situations with the trade deadline, just a couple adding players. From Toronto's perspective right now, what's the feeling like in the clubhouse?
I mean, you're waiting for a team that's actually fighting for opportunity to go deep into the postseason. So you're looking for that